Hey besties, welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Bestie, the podcast where we talk about faith, friendship, growth, and all the things in between. My name is Wani.
And I'm Samario, and today we are going to talk about our year of transformation. What was the moment in our life that really transformed us and made us to the individuals that we are today? For me, I know that my journey into this transformation was around about 2021 when I initially lost a loved one. And that was probably one of the hardest things that I have ever experienced, having to lose someone and not knowing what direction, especially someone as close as that, what direction to go in and who to turn to. Before that, I don't think I've ever lost anyone. So that triggered it, and then it became like a ripple effect. And then other things started to happen in my life. I was in a relationship with someone, and in that relationship, there were challenges that I was facing, and I honestly didn't know where we were going. I didn't know if we were going to make it, but I just kept staying in it, because, you know, when us girls, we get into relationships, we often feel like, oh, you know, I put in so much work, like, I don't want to let this work to go to waste, so, so just that happened after that, and then I remember just going to church one day, and I think I spoke to you about, like, my church experience, my previous church, and having to make the decision to leave that church because there were just some situations that were happening inside the church that did not sit right with me, and I wanted I made that decision to just kind of leave the church. So a number of things just kind of happened back to back within the year 2021 and up to I think last year or the year before last. And it really changed me because I remember one day just laying in bed, and I was like, at this point, God, I don't know what else. I done, lost my loved one, lost the relationship, lost my church.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on? Like, stuff just keep happening back to back. I got to the point where I was just like becoming distant with God. I think I mentioned it before. Like, my relationship with God was not the same anymore, and I just felt lost in that moment. And so I remember just laying in bed one day, and I felt like the Spirit was in the room. And I remember it like yesterday. Like, I just remember that it was like God was like, pick up your Bible and just read.
I like that.
And I picked up the Bible, and I just started reading, and I just started crying. I was like, God, thank you for the redirection, because I don't know where I was going, but it wasn't the right path, because, like I said, I started to lose faith. I was like angry at a number of things because, losing the loved one in my life, like, I was just like, dang, there were so many things that I wish I could have done. I wish I could have, like, I was angry with God. It was just a lot going on, the relationship, everything. So that redirection, I thank God so much for it, because it helped me to really look at myself and ask myself those deep questions. Like, what are you doing? You sat in a relationship that you was not supposed to sit in. You was too comfortable. You got too comfortable. You left the church, but you didn't make an effort to look for a new church home. It was just different situations that were happening, and I thank God, because, again, like, the redirection is what made me who I am today. And I couldn't have asked for a better moment in my life to happen. But yeah.
Oh, that's a beautiful story.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh. And I like that you said, about the whole testing of your faith.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like, when people go through such traumatic situation,
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes turn them away from God.
Yeah.
Right? Because they start feeling like, okay, God, well, why am I going through this?
Yeah.
Like, if you love me, why did you have to take my loved one?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But God also loved Jesus, right? And
Yeah.
and Jesus came and died for us.
Yeah.
So the fact that you didn't allow that to kind of push you away from God, even though your faith did get tested,
Mm-hmm.
which is normal.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's a good thing. I'm proud of you for just handling it so well.
Yeah. Thank you,
Good
boo.
job.
I had a lot of supportive people, like you, one of them in my life.
Yes.
In that moment, because like we say a lot on this podcast, It was not easy.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. But
like it was just so much that was going on, and like you get into those moments where you're in like this I don't want to say depressive mindset, because I don't want to put that over my life at all. But like you get into these moments where you're just like confused at life and not knowing what to do and what. But honestly speaking, I want to tell anybody, if you're ever dealing with anything, the Bible literally has advice on everything.
Yes.
Anything you're dealing with, you can always go to God. There's always a word on it. Like so, like don't feel like you have to always go to talk to someone. It's always good to talk to someone, but also, talk to God.
Yeah.
Open your Bible, read the word. Like, he'll always find a way to come back to you and redirect you in the direction that you should be going in.
Absolutely. And I think I told you this before, like sometimes it's good when you're going through something, like she said, to just talk to God. Like, talk to God about your feeling. Like, if you're upset, literally talk to God. And I always tell her, like, talk to God the way you would talk to me. Because God is literally your best friend. He's the best bestie you can have. So if you're going through something, take it to God. Like, if you're angry, just talk to him. Because I promise you, once you do that, you will have the clarity and you will feel so much relief. Because sometimes it's like you have this burden and it's so heavy on your heart. But when you talk to God, out of nowhere, like that sense of relief was just, you'll just feel good about it. So,
Yeah.
So let me ask you, when you went through all that stuff, right? Like, I know you said your faith was tested, but what was it that kept you going? Other than, like praying about it and, talking to God and stuff like that. What kept you motivated to keep going?
It was tough because, like I said, I got to the point where I was about to give up, like literally. And I'm like, but it was nothing but God. Like, honestly speaking, like I said, I was just laying there and I'm just like, God, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Just that question of like just asking God for a direction, that literally was what kept me going, because in that right before that moment, I literally wanted to give up. I literally was questioning everything, and so like I would just say that was what helped me to keep going.
Okay. I guess, what advice would you give somebody that's going through something similar? Like, would you just tell them like, hey, just pray about it, and sometimes I know we always talk about what is it called, getting a therapy, right? Would you consider that too, like getting a therapy, praying?
I mean, it also depends on what you're going through. I would say, because there's some situations where it's okay to just go ahead and talk to a therapist, or a friend, or a family member, or something. Sometimes it takes just you spending time with others to make you feel better, and like that interaction with them, that maybe they might be experiencing the same thing that you're experiencing, and it could help you walk through whatever situation that you're going through. And then there's other situations where I feel like sometimes you just need to just be alone and sit in it and talk to God. So not everything you have to go out to someone else to talk to. Sometimes you just gotta sit with it and pray and ask God to direct you. Ask God for clarity,
Yeah. And that's why it's so important to have a relationship with God, y'all. So if you don't have a relationship with God, try working on it. And even if you don't, he will meet you right where you are. So
Yep.
But that's a beautiful story, Bestee.
Thank you, Bookie.
Okay. Anything else you want to tell the folks?
No, that's just, that's my journey. That's my story. I mean, everybody's story is different. Everybody's year of transformation is different.
Yeah.
I hope that my story that I share with you guys resonates with you guys. But yeah, that's my story. What about you? Tell me a little about the year that changed you.
So for me, 2018 changed my life forever. That year really changed me because my son was born. Our son, your son, you know. He was born in 2018, and I just feel like just being a first time parent or mom, it's a feeling that you wouldn't understand until you go through it.
Yeah.
Like being a parent, like, you know, it's one thing to help take care of kids, right? Like you can babysit, you can take care of your siblings' kids. But at the end of the day, you can return those kids back to their parents, right? When you have these kids, you can't. Where you gonna take them? They're stuck with you. So that year really showed me how strong, and up till now, because he's 7 now, like, yo, I have a 7-year-old, what? But up to now, it just literally shows me how strong I am. And this is the type of strength I never knew that I had. Because when you have a kid, you have to realize that it's not about you anymore, right? Like, you have a whole nother human being you have to take care of. Like, this person is dependent on you, right? You got to feed them, you got to clothe them, everything. So just 2018, my son being born, that was such an amazing year because I absolutely love being a mom. Like, I feel like that's the best thing that has ever happened to me. And I'm just thankful to God for giving me the opportunity to be a mother.
Yeah.
Because, you know, everybody, unfortunately, don't get the chance to be a mom. But the fact that, you know, God chose me, little old
me.
Oh, yeah, and you too. To be a mom, it's I don't know, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
But, you know, just being able to watch him grow, you know, and all the activity he's in, like, you know, working full time when I was, you know, working, being able to take him to school and pick him up. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, how, I mean, first of all, you are an amazing mother. Just watching you with the boy, with Cairo, it's like such a exciting thing to see. Just because I'm like, this girl, I knew one. Y'all, if y'all knew Wani back in the day,
I can't.
But to see you where you are right now in life and raising our son, like, it's been such a beautiful journey. And one thing about you, you are a hardworking mother, and you don't, like, I don't want to say you're like, you don't depend on people, because I'm sure that you have support from your friends and family or whatever. But you go hard for your son. Whatever he needs, he gets it. And I be looking at it, I'm like, girl, if you don't give Cairo some rice over there all day, you like, oh, do you want chicken nuggets?
Don't put my son's business out there, y'all. You putting his business out there.
So,
yeah, my son, he don't eat chicken nugget all the time.
Okay. Yeah. But just, I guess what I want to ask is, like, I know that it's not always glitz and glam, like, as a mother.
Not.
Like, so there are some challenges. So, like, what are the challenges that you might face since that year of transformation, and how did it make you different as a person?
I just feel like, honestly, even though being a mom is a beautiful thing, but it is very challenging because, like I said, now you have this human, right, that you have to take care of. Like, if he's sick, I'm sick. If he can't sleep, I can't sleep. You know what I mean? So it's like, that in itself is a challenge. Beautiful, but definitely challenging. Yeah. Like, I have to put him and his needs before mine.
Yeah.
And prior to that, it was all about me. You know what I mean?
It's all about
no, it's not. I can't. But no, like, prior to that, it was all about me. You know, like, I did whatever I wanted to do, you know, but now it's like, and sometimes, like, we'll be hanging out, I'm like, girl, I gotta go home, like, I gotta go get him, you know, like, so it's definitely challenging.
Like, what was, like, the moment you realized that you were pregnant with Cairo, what emotions were you feeling? Like,
oh my gosh, I was so excited because, so prior to, you know, me having my son, I had endometriosis. If you don't know what that is basically like a cyst. So I had a cyst on my right ovary, and I'm about to get deep with them because you asked that question. But so I had to get my right ovary removed because the cyst was so big that it literally squished my ovary, and they had to remove that whole right ovary. So, you know, my doctor was telling me, like, hey, you know, do you want to have kids? If you want to have kids, sooner is better than later, because it could come back. Being that now you only have one ovary, you know, if it comes back, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I was so scared because, you know, I wanted to have kids. But after that whole thing, I'm like, okay, you know what? I think it's time to go ahead.
Yeah.
So, you know, I went ahead and had kind of...
Yeah.
Wait, what's your question? Yeah, I even forgot. I'm over here trying
Girl,
to tell
I
my
forgot
story.
too, girl.
But anyways, I'm gonna tell the
story.
story. But yeah, so, you know, I went ahead and had Cairo because that is something that's so scary.
Yeah.
Right? Because I've never went through that. Like, I never had surgery prior to that. So just the whole thing was just scary. And then just me knowing that, dang, I might not be able to have kids. I'm like,
tough.
Sooner is better than later.
No woman want to hear that at all.
Yeah. So, yeah, just going through all that, and then just now having this little boy, and he is just the best thing ever. You know that.
Of course.
Yeah, he's the best thing ever.
A little talker.
Yeah. What? This man can talk. He will talk your ears off, but yeah.
So, like, what would be the highlight or the takeaway that you would say that really transformed you into the woman you are today?
I think just growing into my motherhood, right? Because I feel like now I even dress a certain way. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be out here wearing like just whatever, you know, like I'm a mother. Okay. So I feel like all that transformed me, like how I carry myself.
Yeah.
Right. Because again, I want my son to be proud of me.
Yeah.
Right. Like when he see me a couple of years from now, like if he's watching this podcast, you know what I mean? Like, or if he's just like looking at old pictures of me or videos or whatever, I want him to be like, that's my mom. Like, you know, I want him to be proud of me. So
of course, for sure. I love that. Yeah. I love you sharing your story on motherhood, for especially you being vulnerable and sharing those details.
Yeah, I was not trying to get that deep, y'all.
Because you don't know, there's people out there that are literally experiencing the exact same thing that you are experiencing.
Yeah, that's true.
And so, like, I commend you for sharing that story. I know it was not easy because, first of all, y'all already know, we've already said whining is
I am private. So for me to be telling y'all my business like that,
girl, okay. I'm like shocked. I was like,
oh, like, tell us more.
Okay, well, okay.
Yeah.
But that's good. I'm glad you was able to share that. What would be an advice that you would give to those listeners out there who may have gotten that conversation from the doctor and said that they might not be a mother, or what would you?
One thing I will say is definitely, and I wish I did this when I got my message from my doctor. I didn't pray. Huh?
Diagnosis.
Oh.
For y'all that don't know, right. That's our sister in the background.
Yeah, our camera lady. Our what is it? Videographer. But my diagnosis.
Yes.
Yeah. So when my doctor told me that, I wish I would have done this before, but definitely pray.
Yeah.
Because did I jump the guns? And I don't know. You know what I mean? The world would never know. But I think definitely praying about it and just trust God, especially if you're not ready to have a kid just yet. Because sometimes, you know, people might be younger and, you know, they're going through this. So if you're not ready to have a kid, I was ready. But if you're not ready, just pray about it and just trust in God and just know that whatever His plan is what's best for you.
Yes.
So definitely pray. I didn't pray. I guess I was too scared that I forgot to pray.
And that's okay. I mean, it's okay, but it's not okay.
Yeah. No, not okay.
It's okay in the sense that we do get in moments where we're like, we waver a bit. Just like you said earlier, like my faith kind of like wavered a bit, but you came back.
Yeah.
And that was important.
Yeah.
So now you know, and then you can advise those future generations to come to pray. Yeah. Yes. Like, and that's all we are trying to do is make sure that in everything that we do or say on this podcast is that we are giving you guys not only our experiences, but we want you to understand that we are not perfect
at all.
We are learning every single day from our mistakes, our success, everything. But it's okay to make decisions and then realize it was not the right decision. I didn't include God in that decision. And so, yeah.
Well, I'm not saying having my son wasn't the right decision, but not praying first. You know? Not praying first. Yeah, right. No, my son, best thing ever.
Yes.
But just not praying about it and just like getting the message and just running with it and being so scared.
Yeah.
I mean, it's normal, you know, like
God is above any man. Like
any man.
The doctors can tell you whatever they
report to God.
They are not God at all.
So yeah, just, you know, praying and just really trusting God and just, you know, taking my concerns and stuff to God. That I wish I would have did.
Yeah.
But just to clarify. But yeah, so do you have any other thing you want to tell the folks? Any other story?
Like I said, I don't have another story. I think again, everybody's journey is different. I would love to hear, I think we will both love to hear some of your years of transformation. Whether you want to DM us or comment under our videos and just share your story. Like I said, like Wani's experience, I was about to call you mommy.
Call you mom. I'm just like your mom.
Wani's experience might have resonated with you, and you might be experiencing the same thing. Whereas with me and grief and the loss of relationships and things like that, it might have resonated with you. So please feel free to share your story with us. We would love to hear it.
Yeah. And how crazy is that though? Like, we're talking about the year that changed us. You talked about grief, and I'm talking about bringing life into this world. Like, isn't that like that?
That is crazy.
That's so crazy. But yeah, good thinking.
We right here.
But anyways, y'all, go ahead and follow us on social media. Our Instagram, YouTube, TikTok is Let's Talk Bestie. So follow us,
like and subscribe. And we will talk to you next week.
Until next time, bye Bestie.